Cartoons aren't usually controversial, however in today's video we're gonna be taking a look at 10 banned cartoon episodes. Some of these are pretty crazy, so stay tuned. And also watch out for the epilepsy warning at the Pokemon segment later on in the video. Let's get into it. Like this video and subscribe in the next 5 seconds or you'll have bad luck for the rest of 2020. Number 10. Tailspin, Flying Dupes. Flying Dupes was actually the final episode in the series Tailspin. It premiered in 1991 and this cartoon show was definitely a show that people wanted more episodes of, considering the fact that it only had 1 season overall. The season contained 65 episodes, which is a lot for just 1 season, but the last episode was very controversial. In this episode, Baloo was asked to deliver a package to the High Marshal of the made-up country called Thembria, but the thing is that Baloo was unaware that the package was actually a bomb that was sent to the manufacturers to start a war. It is no surprise that this episode had some sort of a terrorist plot. Not a good idea for a kids show about talking animals on planes. Even though this episode was banned from Disney altogether, they ended up playing the episode by accident once, and that was in 1999. Number 9. Gargoyles, Deadly Force. So Deadly Force is the 8th televised episode of Gargoyles, which is a Disney show that had a bit of a darker tone compared to the other shows. This episode is arguably the show's most controversial episode, and we're gonna get into why it was banned. So a bit about the show. Gargoyles features a clan of mythological warrior creatures that turn into stone creatures at daytime, but during the night the gargoyles are fighting crime. The show had a pretty original idea, but violent scenes weren't uncommon. In this episode, a gargoyle named Broadway got in hold of a gun. This gun belonged to the human detective named Eliza, and in the episode the gun was fired by accident. A lot of time didn't pass by before the gargoyle realized that he shot the human detective in her own apartment. And what makes this even crazier is the fact that you could see Eliza just laying there bleeding. The intention was to teach the kids about gun safety, but this episode had to get pulled from the air. Like, it was just way too graphic. But the episode would later re-air, and now with Eliza's blood edited out. Number 8. Beavis and Butthead Comedians. I could honestly make a whole video dedicated to how many episodes they've had banned. Like, it's pretty safe to say that this is not the first time that they've had a controversial episode removed. The episode called Comedians unfortunately resulted in something extremely sad, so let's get into it. In the episode, Beavis and Butthead tried doing stand-up comedy. Long story short, they completely failed and Beavis decided to set some newspapers on fire. That ended up in the whole comedy club burning down, and that's not all. A 5-year-old kid from Ohio apparently saw this episode and got inspired to do something similar. So the kid attempted the stunt that was made in the episode, and this led to the death of his little baby sister. This episode had to be removed, but MTV tried re-airing an edited version, but the fans were not having it. They even sent threats, so MTV just stopped airing it completely. Number 7. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Insane in the Membrane. So this series has been on air for decades. We're gonna be taking a look at an episode from the 2003 series that included a darker tone compared to the other Ninja Turtle series, and this episode never got on air in the United States. To give you a quick rundown on what happened in this episode, the scientist Baxter Stockman's body was chopped into pieces by Shredder, and that itself could be seen as a bit inappropriate for a kids show, but that's not all. The only thing that remained from Stockman's body at a point was his brain, before they made an attempt at trying to clone him. This episode was graphic, like way over the top, so they just had to ban it from airing. Number 6. Sailor Moon, Day of Destiny. Sailor Moon was definitely a huge manga and television series in North America, and personally I'd say that this series is like one of the most recognizable like mainstream animes. But now we're gonna be taking a look at one of the most famous instances of completely failed censorship. Let me know in the comments if you think that this censorship was to promote a negative message, or if their intention was to make it more kid friendly. So basically, when this anime aired on American TV, they ended up changing some stuff in the series. One of the things was the lesbian relationship between two of the characters, Uranus and Sailor Neptune. They changed this so that they referred to each other as cousins. What the heck? I guess that explains why some of the scenes seemed like creepy, because they were lesbian lovers in the Japanese version, but the company had to ban intimate scenes between the two characters. I think they even banned episodes that focused on their relationship, because obviously it just wouldn't add up. They pushed the cousin narrative so hard because they viewed a gay relationship as inappropriate for a kids show. Number 5. Tiny Toon Adventures, Elephant Issues. The segment called One Beer in the episode Elephant Issues was meant to promote a positive message that basically said drinking is not cool, right? So the purpose of the episode was basically to show the evils of alcohol, but the producer completely failed at showing this in an effective way. Long story short, the episode featured underage drinking, which is a no-no for a kids show. Second of all, in this episode, some of the characters came to school while being drunk, which later led to them obviously acting strange because of the alcohol. They even stole a cop car and just did more inappropriate stuff. I'm not gonna get into everything, but the characters' behavior in the episode just seemed so inappropriate and irresponsible, especially considering the fact that it's a children's show. Pokemon. Pokemon was one of my favorite shows growing up, and the show has had a huge impact on people around the globe. This situation was a bit different from the other episodes we took a look at. You see, before this show became a hit worldwide, there was a controversial episode that aired in Japan. The crazy thing is that this episode, called Electric Soldier Paragon, impacted the health of hundreds of kids in Japan. Let me just summarize the episode real quick. Ash traveled into a Pokemon transfer device with his friends, and they tried to fix it. Later on in the episode, Pikachu attacked some virtual missiles, you know, with the usual lightning attack. This led to an explosion, but the visuals showed red and blue colors flashing really fast on screen. Unfortunately, this led to seizures and things of that nature for more than 700 kids. They even felt dizziness, and some even experienced temporary blindness. That's pretty serious, so serious to the point that they had to completely stop streaming Pokemon for 4 months. And now we have it is also the thumbnail of this video, so if you guys have a picture that you guys would want featured on a future video, let us know because we might make it happen. Even though this picture isn't from the actual SpongeBob series, they have had some controversial episodes, which might come as a little bit of a shock to someone considering the fact that SpongeBob is pretty family friendly. But an example is the episode called Gary Takes a Bath. This episode was banned in Australia and in the UK. If I'm not mistaken, the episode was banned because of a rape joke. I'm obviously talking about the don't drop the soap gag, which they saw as inappropriate, and later on SpongeBob tried to hypnotize Gary with subliminal messages, and while doing this picture popped up. Oh my god, like even I found that a bit frightening. Definitely too frightening for kids. So that is gonna be it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Also, let me know in the comments what you guys want to see on this channel. Pretty insane. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers, just crazy. So just thank you guys so much for that. That being said, click on one of these videos because they're just epic. And with that being said, take care.